A good evening. A third time. So, to explain more about my I guess you could say my presence. There we go. That's a great way to explain it. Is all the music that like I said, I upload is I've heard it before. Either I like it or I would have, if I was able to travel back in time, I wish I could party in the club to it. And there's someone on the back of that building doing something. It's feeling out weird. So all these songs are actually real songs I would, I guess you could say, get down to. You know, obviously I'm not going to be going to the club anymore. I was actually looking up, since I spent my youth in Korea, I looked up some of the old places. They're not there, and then I decided, just search in maps, best nightclub in Seoul, and there wasn't that many anymore. Like, I remember maybe 10 years ago there was one that would headline like known electronica artists, and that place was gone. The last nightclub I went to that I can remember was in Busan with my ex-wife, and it was called Club Illusion. After that, it was just mainly like bars and stuff like that. So she didn't really want to go to nightclubs after that, because we went to like $1 million sound system, and so she was kind of like, "Oh, I lost a little." It's like I was really loud there. I don't want to go out anymore. So I kind of laughed, like, man. So she started giving me hints about, man, did I marry the right woman? Like that's a little sad thing to know, that she doesn't want to be around loud stuff. She's like, well, whatever. Everyone's allowed to live however they want. So anywho, and then I can't remember the other one I went to. The last nightclub I went to, because my brother went with me, and I can't remember the last nightclub we went to, its name, but I looked it up online, but no, it's gone now. Like, man. It was popular because they wouldn't close the club until the last person left. And I already said the story about it, so I'm not going to tell again. Man, I should just end my DoorDash. I did one for freaking, I'm just going to end it. I'm just going to make this video because I haven't made a video in a while. But, man, so earlier, it was a 7-Eleven one, and I was like, man, this 7-Eleven is notorious for the be back in 15 minutes sign. Every time. Every time, man. It's just like, man, come on. Either that, or they just straight up, they left no sign, there's no one inside. So it's just like, man, did they just go home for the night? So, yeah, sure enough, I was like, man, please don't do that. Please don't do that. But no, sure enough, it did. So whenever I always notice whenever you have to report stuff like that, like DoorDash will stop freaking. They'll stop giving you freaking offers. And so they want you to submit a photo for approval. Just like, well, I mean, there's no one inside, And the guy was gone for quite some time because even the people outside that were already waiting, they were giving up, and they were just giving the pissed off stare off at a distance. So yeah, one by one we just started leaving. So I was like, I ain't gonna stick around. One was for pizza. The other was McDonald's. I made about, if I didn't cash out, I made a good 40 for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Well, I'm trying to get more, but like I said, since starting this video, and there was no offers, so like I said, I might as well just drive around real quick and make a video. So I've been walking around my neighborhood, and I noticed that there's just people who just straight up left their houses. And one house was actually starting to get boarded up. So I'm gonna drive by real quick and see if it actually get fully boarded, if it did really happen. Because there was only one up. It was down that way. Dang it. That's okay. Yeah, the new gas cap car's running great. Yeah, you can hear it. Listen. I don't hear that turbo spooling up too hard anymore. I was wondering why. I was like, why is it doing that? Compensating. Because there's too much air in the gas. So, strong combustion. Anywho, I don't know. That's my guess. I'm not a mechanic. Yeah, so all the music, and if you're like, oh man, like how do you find this? Like, oh, like if you really love the music because it's like music you've never heard, like, oh no, like those are the places I used to go looking for in Korea. Because at the time, 2000, everything was really, what I noticed was everything was geared towards like hip hop and pop music. So in Korea, they already had K-pop, so pop music wasn't really that big over there. I mean, U.S. pop music wasn't that big over there. U.S. hip hop, oh yeah, there was hip hop everywhere in that country. There were straight up nightclubs dedicated to hip hop. And then I finally found a place I started finding places that were playing house music, so I would frequent those ones more and more often. And obviously, from there on, all the mini genres that electronica offers. So what I'm glad is kind of on the wayside. People aren't really like going crazy over it and trying to explain it to an epiphany in their life. There's drum and bass, like, oh my goodness, thank goodness drum and bass kind of went to the wayside. Like, they were trying to make a phenomenon about it. It's just like, man, just chill out, It's just literally drum and bass, like, it's kind of a drum and bass, that's it. So, I don't know. So that type of music, like, I never really got into it. And that's what kind of went mainstream now. You can hear elements of it, because obviously music today is is a mix of various types of other music genres. But yeah, I still hear drum and bass here and there, so I was like, screw this, I don't want to hear this. I call that bro music. Like the people who try to always act tough. Like, why are you acting tough, man? Like, I don't get it. That's like 90s stuff. When people write like that, I just start laughing. You know, the backwards hat, the hair coming out from. I was like, man, buy a fitted cap. At least be fashionable about your hat. See, that's where I just give up. Like, screw it. I'm giving it advice. Don't encourage them. So anywho. So yeah, that type of music. I mean, you hear it everywhere. You'll hear all the bros just start cheering and flood the dance floor. It's just like, oh my gosh. Oh, look at that kitty. I see you, kitty. And so I avoid music like that. So if you're like, oh, this is weird, but I love it. Like, no, I agree with you. Like, because like I said, I listen to my playlist on random quite often. And that was one thing I noticed and I kind of praised myself for. Is that I'm giving you a touch of my own being. Like, that's what I was saying, that I don't have I'm not making it a persona. I'm not trying to be the cool kid on the block, the cool kid in class. Like that type of behavior, I don't do that anymore. Not at all. Like, if you hate me, cool, I don't care. I'll just disappear from your vision and you're literally your entire being. It's not that hard. Because if you're acting like that, it's very easy to notice you in a crowd. So, you know, one look around like, oh, I know that face, I'm getting out of here. Then, you know, obviously when you do that more and more often, you start realizing, wow, you know, that this dude shares oddly similar facial features to the other dude I hate. Yeah, I've been around so many people, like, yeah, I already know, I can take one glance at people like, yeah, these are douchebags. So, but like I said, I got to the point where I was no longer hanging out in places that were where I could meet people and hang out with people on those terms. Because everyone wants to get personal now. These days, everyone wants to be personal. Oh yeah, that was one thing I was thinking about too. Like when people mock, like they make jokes about the late 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, about like how people would just call to hang out just for like that one thing, and then they would say, all right, see you later. Yeah, no, that's how it really was back in the day. Because I was driving around like, man, what was one thing in my youth I used to love doing? I was like, oh crap, I was like, I remember people just calling me to say, hey, you want to go grab a beer? And that's it. We just grab a beer, talk about our days and talk about our jobs, and obviously one of us is going to get tired because we're tired from work. So, oh well, I'm going to head home. Like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, see you later. And then that's how my night usually started. So I would just keep walking around until I'd wake back up. So yeah, that was one thing I haven't done in a long time. So since I quit the postal job, like when I get bored, I'll just walk out my front door and go, let's go for a walk. So that's what I used to do. And that's how that memory came back. I just started laughing. Because in Korea, you're not allowed to own a car in the military at certain ranks. So, don't have a car, you're walking everywhere. So, barracks is usually just, that's it. Your front door is right there. Out nature, and then your front door, and then your room. That's how typical barracks are. Sometimes you'll get like an inner barracks room. once you hit NCO, no, it's all just like just the way I described it. So there's no corridor, no more halls anymore. Because you usually share like a living space with someone, so it's like an apartment, like a 2-bedroom apartment. There you go, where you have some type of a normal life, but you're still not alone. You might get lucky though, and on base might be full, so they'll tell you, oh well, we have to move you off base. So anywho, I was babbling. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so I was talking about getting texts and just hanging out with people. But yeah, you can see everyone's persona online. You know, once you hang out with them, you know, are they going to talk about their persona or real life, or are they going to talk about their personal life? Like, oh my gosh, so why did I do this? So. Life is life, man. Anywho. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the music. I hope you like it. And if you're baffled how I found it, well, you know what? Like I said, oh, there you go. That's the thing. There's another way. There's another thing that those parody shows. Like, yeah, back in the day, I actually hooked up with women because they liked the way I danced or the way I looked, I dressed, and the way I talked. Like, I laugh when I see like videos about that stuff. Like, oh man, I remember doing that. I remember dancing my way into someone's life, and then obviously they just leave. But like I told you, it's because they all watched that stupid Bridget Jones movie series, and like I told you, all she does is cheat on all those men. So all these women, all the women I dated in Korea. I'm not saying every woman in Korea, but the women I encountered. They all thought they were allowed to cheat on me. I would just shake my head like, man, this is crazy. And then they would say, well, you're going to cheat on me. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean I'm going to cheat on you? It's like, you're not my wife. Well, I'm not going to go out and actively cheat on you. Like, that's crazy. That's making an effort. I'm making an effort to stay with you. Like, jeez. It was hard to explain to them. Because they would always resort back to Bridget Jones. And I would just shake my head like, oh my gosh. Insane. Books and movies is what people believed in. Like that's I kept trying to tell them, like, that's not real society. That's fantasy. That's like a play, like something you watch on Broadway or wherever Apujang was there, where they had their famous plays and stuff. So it was really weird. So I was like, whatever. But yeah. See, I remember that stuff too. But man, yeah, it was great, man. Just going down. So I was like, so yeah, like all those memories, you know, obviously in the music I choose. That's what those beats and those rhythms bring back to me. All those good times in my youth, man. I didn't have to worry about bills. The only bill I had to worry about was not putting my bank account in the red. And there were people there were like, they'd just draw out like $500, and the next year I look at their freaking bank slip, it's like negative $250. Like, God damn, these people are crazy. Every time. That's how people live there. Like, oh man, that's why I kind of got out of Korea. Like, man, they just don't know how to save money, or they don't want to. Or I don't know. I gave up trying to figure it out. So, but yeah, no, all that music is music truly meant for you to enjoy, to dance, and to just be baffled about. It sounds good to me. or the lyrics were very good. Yeah, if you're wondering, like, even like some of the like Carberg stuff, that's a good song. They're singing about safety. Go stay safe out there. I'll talk to you later.